Great to see you. You were working last night, both of you?
That's right, yeah.
Crikey, and up bright and early this morning. That's very, very, very impressive.
Thanks very much.
I'll tell you what else is impressive. You've got hardly a trace of makeup on and you look gorgeous. It's not fair.
Thank you. Lorraine.
Oh, sorry. And you've got hardly a trace of makeup on and you look gorgeous. So tell me about this play. We can't say too much about what happens with your characters for people that don't know, but it's intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a play by Christopher Hampton. It was written in 1970. It's about some academics living in a sort of a university bubble as the world around them is in flames. And it feels very relevant for today, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
I should point out also, it's very, very funny. It's a comedy, first and foremost.
I would imagine that one of the hardest things when you're doing that is not to get the giggles, not to corpse and not to kind of like...
Well, it's difficult because it's such a as well as us, who are obviously amazing.
Indeed.
It's a brilliant cast. So Matt Berry, as Lee said, is in it, who people will know as Toast of London.
Oh,
he's so funny. And Tom Rosenthal, who's in Friday Night Dinner.
Because you've got to get together. That's the thing about acting, isn't it? Especially on stage, because you've got to absolutely trust one another.
Exactly, yeah.
Because if one of you goes...
Yeah.
What do you do?
You're in it together. Yeah.
You just can't. You've got to really, you know.
It's difficult as well, really, because she's very untrustworthy, deeply untrustworthy. So.
But you've got a great director who I've heard of.
Yes, Simon Callow.
Yeah, he's done a few things.
Yeah, and we've had some good anecdotes from him, haven't we?
Yeah. It's a very special experience working with him.
And also the fact that he can give you the benefit of his experience, and you'll take it from someone like that who knows what they're doing. It's all. I guess in your job, it doesn't matter what age you are and how long you've been doing it. You're learning all the time.
Totally. I emailed my agent when we started, being like, oh, I feel like I'm in Simon Callow's acting school. Like, I felt like I just went to acting school for a month. Yeah.
That is no bad thing.
No,
that is no bad thing at all. Do you know what I like about you? You were saying that you want people to be kinder to one another. This is one of your things, and that is such a... That's such a sort of, it sounds like such a small thing, but it's actually massive. Because if everybody were kinder to each other, we would not be in this kind of situation that we're in right now, for example, and the world would be a better place.
Thanks, I agree.
I know.
I actually disagree with that. I think people should be meaner and ruder to each other.
The mean one.
Yeah.
But it's such a great idea. So basically, you just want people to sort of be a bit nicer to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I set up, it's in reference to a platform I set up called Impossible, which was about small acts of kindness, and the idea that that's hugely transformative, that simple gestures that we can do every day have a huge effect on society.
No, very much so. I did like as well the advice that your mum gave you, which was to be fearless.
Yeah.
Will you do that for your daughter? Will you do that for your child? Will you say, be fearless, go out into the world and do what you want to do?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, of course, fear can be healthy, I think, within reason. But
you get nerves before you go on stage, or there'd be something wrong with you.
And you learn not to put your hand in the fire. You know?
Yes.
But I've always, whenever interestingly, if I'm scared of something, I usually take it as a signal that I should do it. So if I'm nervous of, like, I did a live dance performance once, and I did it because I was terrified by the idea. I'm not a dancer, and thought, well, if I'm terrified, I have to do it. Otherwise you're just avoiding things in life that you're afraid of, I think.
No, that makes perfect sense. It really does. And I think sometimes you've got to test yourself. You've got to...
Yeah.
What's the scariest thing you've ever done then, Simon? Ooh. Dancing? No?
I've done some dancing in my time. I think it's scarier for the people that are around me. I mean, doing this play actually is quite daunting.
Working with me.
Yes.
Yes,
well,
obviously.
terrifying.
But there would, I mean, I think nerves are good.
Absolutely,
in some ways. You know, obviously if you're absolutely crippled with it, it's not at all. But it just, you know, it's healthy to be a little bit nervous before you go on a stage. I always think, I'm always kind of suspicious of people that are like, absolutely, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I think your performance is going to be better, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did my first play when I was 10. I played Nancy in the school play. And I remember being absolutely terrified, like almost to the point of being crippled before I'd get onto stage. But then every time I'd get off the stage, I'd feel like this huge adrenaline high. And I think that's when I got addicted to the idea, because you get the two things are kind of symbiotic, I think. Yeah. If you don't have a bit of fear, you also don't get the high from feeling what it feels like to push your fear, if that makes sense.
No, it absolutely does. And the fact that people will be there enjoying it. I mean, because this is going down really well. You've had some cracking reviews.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I feel very nervous before I go on stage, but then we get the first laugh and it all starts sort of rolling from there.
And it's so fun to do comedy and, to feel the audience laugh. I mean, there are scenes where we're not laughing, but there are scenes where we're laughing too, so we're also part of the humour.
No, it's fantastic. And everybody always asks you, but there's not going to be any more Inbetweeners. That's the end of it, isn't it?
No, that's it, unfortunately.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though?
Done.
That's a disappointment, right? Because sometimes you can continue things and people don't remember it with such affection. It'll always be there.
Yeah.
You can always download it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's
legally, of course, please.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah. I need those royalties, please.
I know. So we're going to see you right up until July the 22nd. Whereabouts?
Trafalgar
It's at the
Studios.
Trafalgar Studios.
Trafalgar
Yeah.
Studios. Lovely. That's
Right
great.
next to Trafalgar Square.
So easy.
Easy.
Easy to find.
Go for a nice walk in the park before.
Yeah.
Enjoy, keep enjoying it, and be a little bit nervous, but not loads nervous. And it's great to see both of you. Thank you so
No
much.
worries.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having
Cracking
us.
play.